Big question for you. If you are profitable from your sports betting or your sports trading, is it down to luck? Is it temporary luck and eventually you're just going to give that money back to the markets in the long term? Or are you guaranteed to succeed in the long term? Is it skill? In this video, we're going to show you how you can take the luck out of it and find systems that are 99% likely to succeed in the long term, and we can prove it with mathematics. If that sounds good or interesting, go grab a nice cold beer and let's get into it. So as you may have seen, recently we've been putting out some videos showing how to build systems, fixed odds betting systems with the System Builder Elite, and some eagle-eyed subscribers have noticed these little mentions on the System Builder of p-value, Archie Score, and A&E, and they've been sending in emails saying, what is that about? What does that mean? And so in this video, we're going to be explaining what it means, with the main idea behind these new features for the System Builder is that we want you to be able to find whether your system is a reliable one going forwards, or was it just based on luck? Okay, you might well find a profitable system, but it could have been profitable just based on luck. So let me show you how these new features can let you find that out. Let's go. So the first feature to look at is the p-value, and the p-value is a test of how reliable your system is. So you've built your system, you can see that it's been profitable for the past 10 years, but was there a chance that this profitability was down to luck? And the p-value is going to tell you that. And the idea with the p-value is we want to get that number as close to 1% as possible with your system. If it is a 1% or even 0%, that's basically telling us it's a 1% chance that this system is down to luck. Okay, if it's higher than that, like 20% or something like that, you might still think, oh well, that's not too bad. It's a 20% chance that it's down to luck. But really, for the very, very best systems, you want to aim for a 1% chance. And if you remember the show Breaking Bad, remember Walter worked hard to make his product as close to being as 99% pure as possible. And so that's what you're going to be doing here, playing around with the p-value, trying to build a system which is going to be 99% pure and 99% not down to luck, 99% down to the actual reliability of the system. But of course, I mean, it's a tool that you as an adult, you're free to use how you wish. We can only really advise you on this, on how to use it. And you might wish to take a chance on a system that is only, say, 90% pure or 96% pure even.
Gail, for our purposes, 96% will do just fine.
But anyway, the p-value, it does this by using three variables: the ROI, the average odds probability, and the number of games. It calculates for the standard deviation. It finds a t-stat, which is then plugged into a distribution to give us our p-value. It sounds complicated, right? But you don't need to worry about any of that, since the final total is just calculated for you in the System Builder, and then you can tweak it. Let me quickly show you. So I'm just going to keep this brief, and we're just going to concentrate on the home win. Now look at the p-value for the system that we found. Now we found a system here which is a 13% ROI. It doesn't look bad at all. It looks pretty good. The p-value is 2.8%. So that means it's around a 97% pure system. Okay, which is, that is still pretty good. Okay, but the idea is that you want to try and make it as close to being 0%. You want us to be 100% pure and not down to luck at all. And then we can be very, very confident about using the system going forwards. So the way to do that mainly is just going to be to tweak the price criteria. Okay, so you probably can't see this, but I've just adjusted something in the over 2.5 goals price, and now we've got a p-value of 0.5%. And I'm just going to adjust something in the home win. Let me see if this improves it somewhat. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, that's made it really, really good. 0.01%. So that is as pure as you can get.
How pure can pure be?
Well, it can be pretty darn pure.
So the p-value, 0.01%. That means that the system that we've just discovered here, there was no luck to it. This is 100% reliable going forwards, or we say 100% reliable, 99.99% reliable going forward. So we've got a lot more confidence with using this particular system. So that is a very, very useful feature. Do concentrate on the p-value when you're building your systems. So the next thing to look at is the Archie score, and this will ensure that the probability of your system is as expected, and again ensures that the system is not down to luck. And the way the Archie score is calculated, we take the number of games, the number of wins, the number of expected wins. It then takes the win price for every bet, finds the reciprocal to find a percentage probability, adds them all up and gives us the number of expected wins. So quite a lot going on. Sounds complicated, but again, you don't need to worry about the calculations behind the scenes. You're just going to look at the final score and it will give your system a rating. Now with the Archie score, we want to find a higher score. Well, the higher the score, the better with the Archie score. So with the p-value, the lower the better. With the Archie score, the higher the better. Above 5, ideally, that's the number that you're looking for. And the good news is that generally, if you find a good p-value, then the Archie score is usually good as well, and vice versa. But let me just show you these two systems. So if you remember the systems I was just showing you in the clip just a minute ago. So we got that p-value down to 0.01%, and the Archie score is 12.9%. So 12.9 score. So that's really good. It's above 5. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now, what was interesting that you might have noticed in that little clip earlier on is that there was another profitable system from the same settings, okay? And that was a later draw. So we've got a back the home win and a later draw. The later draw has more profit, okay, which is something a lot of people just look at and they're like, well, this system makes the most profit, I'm just going to use that. It's not quite as simple as that, okay? Number one, the ROI is lower. That's probably the most important thing to think about. But also now we can see that the p-value is a little bit higher as well, 1.5% compared to our pretty much 99% pure system. And the Archie score is hovering around 5. And like we said, the minimum should be 5, okay? So while this system could well be a solid one, this later draw, it's not that bad. There are worse systems that can be found inside the system builder. But if you're looking at the two systems compared to each other, well, there is the chance that this later draw is not going to succeed in the long term, and that it could be down to luck and it could revert to the mean. Not so much with this back the home win. This looks pretty pure and pretty solid. So anyway, that is how you look for the Archie score. You're just looking for a score above 5. You want to raise that score as high as you can. And so the next part to look at is the A&E, and this is not the place that many end up at after a drunken night out. The A&E is actually just the wins divided by the expected wins of the system, and this will help us. Again, it will see how accurate the system is, but also whether or not the system was profitable because of short-term variance. And this is very, very important, because if there is a little bit of a glut of big priced winners within a short space of time, and those winners, let's just say start of the season, you've got a system where you're backing underdogs. Start the season in August, there's a big bunch of underdogs who win, and it helps the system to be profitable, but then the rest of the season starts to revert to the mean. Well, the A&E is going to tell us that. It's going to tell us that, hey, do you know what? Your system, it might be in profit, but the expected wins are not quite adding up with the actual wins that we're getting. So if it carries on this way, it's probably going to end up in a negative. And the A&E is pretty simple. We're just looking for a score above 1 and ideally above 1.05 being most optimal. So if we just go back to those two systems we were looking at, well, these would both be good. Okay, the A&E is 1.12 there for the home win, and then 1.06. Ideally, it just needs to be above 1. Okay, if it's below 1, then that is a sign that this system's probably not going to stand the test of time. So just another feature in there which will help you avoid picking out a bad system, a system that's not going to be good for you in the long term. So we're not done yet, because I've got another new feature that you are going to find very, very interesting. I'm going to show you this in just a moment. But before we get into it, I'd really, really love it if you could smash the like button to help support the channel. That's all you got to do to help support the channel. And if you like videos like this along these lines, it will help the YouTube algorithm suggest more to you. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you do not miss any future videos. And if you were interested in getting hold of the System Builder Elite, remember you can build unlimited systems for all the top leagues. You've got the Premier League in there, much requested, Bundesliga, Serie A, all the big leagues which are kicking off over the next couple of weeks. You can build your systems, match odds. It also includes over 2.5 goals, both teams to score. You can test your systems over 10-year database, and obviously really test them now with all the other features like the p-value and the Archie. So you've got full confidence in your systems going forward, okay? And obviously then you can save your systems to the software as well, okay? We're getting closer and closer to the release of this. We're opening up the first batch of releases on Wednesday. If you want to be involved, click below the video to claim your early bird discount code. This is the early bird release. We've got many of these leagues starting up this coming weekend, and these are the leagues which you can build the systems for with the System Builder Elite. That's the full list right there. So as said, we're opening this up on Wednesday. First batch of people to get in, and the first batch of people with the early bird discount code will get the biggest discount available on it. There should be a link below the video or in the description or just somewhere around. Just click on the link, submit your very best email address, and then put in your email address into there, and then we will send you the code. You should get an email within the next hour with your code. And then on Wednesday, up until the weekend, there will be a limited window where you can purchase it. And then obviously when the season starts, we're not going to be able to handle all the support. So we'll have to take it off again until the next time. But yeah, the new season's just about to begin with all these leagues. So you want to start building your systems right now. You want to be prepared. Be prepared for the weekend. There's probably qualifiers for the matches this weekend that you want to be involved in, okay? And remember, the idea is with System Builder Elite is that you're building exclusive set and forget systems, and the systems are going to be built to your specifics. That's one of the great things about this. You're going to be building systems that nobody else has, and they're going to be built to your specifics. If you like to back favorites in the match odds, you can find systems for that. If you like to back over 2.5 goals, or if you like to back under 2.5 goals, the world is your oyster with this, okay? You can get involved and you can fiddle around and you can find your profitable angles. And then, as you've seen today, you can enjoy the challenge of trying to get your p-value as close to 1% as possible, okay? And then once you found those systems with a low p-value, a high Archie score, then you found the real gems, okay? So anyway, remember, the link should be below this video to submit your email address if you haven't got your early bird code yet, okay? If you do want that, make sure you do it. But anyway, I want to show you something else, and that is this new feature, the tick map, okay? Now, obviously, this looks pretty overwhelming, and to be honest, I still haven't got my head around how to fully use this tick map. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand it over to Andy, and he is going to explain more about the tick map.
Tick map is really a bit like the ladder software in trading application, so like Gruss or BetAngel or whatever. And the idea here is down the left-hand side here, you have all of the prices that are in the database. So here we're looking at away team price. I'm actually going to change this to look at home team price. And this now displays all of the home team prices that are in the database. So at 1.07, there are 2 games in the database. Now you'll see here I've got these are little drop-down menus at the top that you can use as show or hide. Now you can either click each of them manually if you want, or you can do this to click all of them to just show them all. Personally, I find that a bit messy. Or you can set all to hide and then just click the ones you want. So we were just looking at the home win, so I'm just going to show the home win. Now obviously you'll see, I'm just looking at everything here. There's no filter here at all. First thing I need to do is to import my settings from the System Builder tab, which I'm going to do here. So when I click that, my settings come through. Here's my 1.6 price, and you'll see that this now just displays the range of prices that I'm looking at. So I've got this set to home team price. These are home team prices down the left here. So at 1.36, there have been 66 games where the home team price was 1.36, and £100 on each of those to win on the home team would have lost you £918. Okay, so that's the general idea of that. Okay, now I'm going to filter out. I'm going to be very silly here. I'm going to filter out between 1.42 and 1.5 because there's quite big green numbers here. So between 1.42 and 1.5, I'm going to just pop that in, and that will now come down to obviously a very, very small, very narrow search. But bear with me, this is a bit silly, but you'll get the general idea. And now I'm going to go and look at it by away team price. And here now I could have a look at this and think, well, okay, if I put the away team in between 7.6 and down here, well, let's go down to 10, then I'm going to have a nice little system here. Okay. And that nearly always makes a profit on the home win. If I wanted to look at, say, the option of laying the away side, I could just change that to show and have a look at that as an option as well. If I like this, I can take it back to the System Builder tab. So just click on that button there and go back to System Builder, and now my system is loaded. And you'll see I've got an incredibly low p-value here. In fact, it's so low that it's given me a value of 0 because it's obviously 0.000 something or other. Okay, it rounds to 2 decimal places. A very high Archie score and a huge AE and a 9% ROI. Okay, so hopefully that just gives you, I'm not suggesting that's a good system, but hopefully that just gives you an idea of what you're looking at here and some new toys for you to play with. Hope you all enjoy it. Take care. Bye.
So as said, some new toys to play with, and as mentioned earlier on, we're opening this up on Wednesday and it's going to be closed by the weekend. So if you want to get the system builders, you have to act pretty quickly. Okay, remember, click below the video to claim your early bird discount code, and then you'll get the code, and then you'll get the link sent to you via email on Wednesday, and then you've got until the new season kicks off on Saturday to get the system builders. And just to show you, I mean, you just saw there that Andy was using the T2 system builder, so I want to make that clear that there are two system builders: System Builder Elite, System Builder T2. You can get either one of them, or you could get a bundle, and with the early bird code you'll save even more money if you actually get the bundle. And let me just show you what's available in the T2 system builder. So League 1, League 2, those are popular ones with a lot of people who like to bet and trade on that. Bundesliga 2, I like that one quite a lot, so that's good for me. And then a whole bunch of other leagues. So these are the second tier leagues across Europe, and of course there should be even more angles. Okay, a chance to build even more systems, find even more angles in these leagues. So as said, there will be a chance to get a good bundle deal on this, and you can save even more to get the extra leagues. Click below the video, put in your very best email address. Now, if you haven't quite seen the system builder in action, then check the video on the screen right now where we built some systems, and you'll see the system we built for the English Premier League on the over and under 2.5 goals market. We investigated an interesting theory, and well, the theory was actually kind of right in the end. So anyway, check the video out. You'll see it in action, and you'll see how you can build your own systems. Check it out.